Hey everyone, welcome back. It is time for another wrestling review. This time it is night 2 of New Japan's New Beginning in Sapporo. With me once again, back from his vacation, is Campo.Reviews. Welcome back, Campo. But before we get into the video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. You like, you comment, you share, you subscribe. Let us help grow this channel before the end of the year because we are only in March and we got a lot of growing to do before the end of the year. Exactly, for you. So, Campo, welcome back. Let us review night 2 of New Beginning in Sapporo. The decline of New Japan continues.
And can I say that I will start off this night as well, if you haven't seen yesterday's, by saying these first 5 matches
We're
start
pointless.
my score out at a 5 out of 10.
One of them on the front of it was not bad, but yeah. We'll skip the pre-show match again because again, just introduce some new young lions. We got the first match is Makabe, El Desperado, Yo, Oleg Boltlin, and Shota Umino against again House of Torture. Evil, Ren Narita, Takahashi, Sho, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Yay. Who cares? The only good thing that came out of this match was after it ended. We'll get right over it. Makabe goes and those guys go over. Yo took Sho's belt and ran away with it. So we're finally getting that Yo versus
And
Sho
I
feud.
would be like, wow, this is great, except that Yo's still playing this wackadoo character that I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
No one has explained anything to us yet.
They are doing the Sho versus Yo feud 1 year too late.
Oh, big time.
As much as I love that 1 year reign that Takahashi had with the belt, you literally put over nobody in that 1 year.
Yeah, and you took away so many storyline options.
Yeah. But we're going to go into our next match. It is Okada's final match for the 4th time. We got this time we had Goto and Yoshihashi, Tomohiro Ishii, Yo, and Kazuchika Okada against again the United Empire for the 2nd time in 2 nights. Again, they are setting up the Great Okan, but this time Matt Riddle was part of United Empire.
Maybe he's gonna join United Empire.
Maybe I wouldn't mind that. But again, Kazuchika Okada goes over. Again, setting up another Great Okan feud. Why is they doing this to a guy who's leaving the company? And we'll see it again at the end of the show.
I think that what they're trying to do here, because I don't even know, man. But I think it's something to do with at like Wrestle Kingdom or Forbidden Door. One of the matches can be Okada versus Great Okan or something. You know what I
But
mean?
why? That's not a dream match for Forbidden Door.
I know, but I think that New Japan is just trying to plant seeds and hopefully so that they can continue their
They're
storylines.
throwing everything at a wall and
Yeah.
hoping something sticks.
They're hoping that AEW is going to be like, well, okay, you can continue one of your storylines through this. You know what I mean? I think that's
Yeah.
what it is. So they're
I'm
throwing
I'm
whatever they
hoping
can.
we get Okada versus Danielson 3 at
I
Wrestle Kingdom or
I
at
mean,
Forbidden Door.
that's possible.
But again,
I like the other match that pops up later.
okay.
The potential for a match. Okay, continue.
So with that, we'll go into our next match. Gorillas of Destiny versus Gorillas of Destiny.
Okay, you know what? This match was good.
It was good. And I like the fact that Tama Tonga and they came out with the OG face paint, like,
Yeah, and the OG outfits and the OG
and the
song.
music and everything. Yeah. So I kind of enjoyed this. It was kind of like it wasn't a feud. It was just like a fun match to just put their brother over because he's staying in New Japan.
Yeah, and I'm not upset by it.
No, not at all. There is big talks that it's Tama Tonga coming to WWE.
I mean, if you don't take Tongaloa too, I think that's cold as fuck.
Yeah,
Or at least somewhere down the line have him show
have him
up.
come back to WWE. Yeah.
Because it just to me, that seems a bit like um because you can put him with Drew McIntyre if you keep Drew
Mm-hmm.
McIntyre. You can
Yeah.
have him, LA Knight, and Drew McIntyre together.
Apparently, Drew McIntyre has not signed.
Yeah, he hasn't.
There's a lot of conflicting reports on that.
At first, everyone was saying he signed, he signed, he signed, and now all of a sudden it's like, no, he never signed. I
Eh,
don't think he wants to stay there.
No, I think he's gone.
I think he's made his money and now he wants to have a legacy.
Yeah,
He won the championship there. He won a lot of belts.
he's won a Rumble.
He's been there 2 times. What's left for him there?
Even had a decent run in NXT.
He won the Elimination Chamber.
Hmm. Yeah, he's just cementing his legacy. Drew could fit in New Japan,
He would be great in New Japan.
but Gorillas of Destiny, El Phantasmo and Hikuleo go over. They defeat Tama Tonga. He has his little goodbye moment again in the ring, which we saw already a few weeks ago, but goodbyes mean nothing.
Yeah, well, Tama Tonga had his goodbye at the last pay-per-view. What was the last pay-per-view?
The New Beginning in Osaka, I believe it was, when he lost to Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, but oh well.
I'm
But with
surprised
that,
Will Ospreay didn't come back.
yeah, right. He's gone. He already flew to the US.
He
It's
was on
actually happened.
Dynamite,
Yeah, he was on Dynamite. And as of the airing of this episode, we've already had Revolution.
which, oh, wow, what a great match that was.
The
I
ma
hope
we
so.
could say the match was it's Takeshita versus Osprey.
Yeah,
It's going to be good no matter what.
it has to be like that's going to be an all-time
Yeah.
banger. My question is, Will Ospreay's like basically the greatest in the world. Do
Hmm.
you keep the momentum going with Will Ospreay and keep him to be like your number one guy in the company now, or do you keep trying to put over Takeshita?
I
You know
think
what
you
I
keep
mean?
trying to put over Takeshita.
I think what's going to happen is there's going to be shenanigans, and it's going to turn Ospreay babyface, and he's going to leave the because
The
they
Callis
need a
family,
Kenny right now, right? They don't have a Kenny.
he could be their Kenny.
Exactly. You can pair him up with Chris Jericho. They have a history already.
Hmm.
And then we don't have to see the Big Show come back
Yeah, we don't want the
for
big
Crooked
slow.
Leg McGee.
But
Wait, hold on. Before
yo,
you go, like just like to put this into
good
scope,
leg McGee.
to put this into to like the grand scheme. So as a an operation, New
Hmm.
Japan, so including everything, you lost Kyrie.
Hmm.
You're about to lose Julia. Okay, you lost Megan Bain. You lost Mariah
And
May.
May.
Okay, continuing. This is in the last calendar year. You lost Jay White.
Hmm.
You lost Will Ospreay.
Hmm.
You lost Okada.
Hmm.
You lost Tama Tonga and Tongaloa
And Juice Robinson.
and Juice Robinson. What do they do now?
They got to put their money behind Nick Nemeth.
And they didn't win the Nakajima sweepstakes because
No,
he's in
he's
All
in All
Japan.
Japan.
They're in trouble.
I kind
Continue.
of knew he was going to go to All Japan.
I'm happy. I don't care.
Yeah, and he's
Like,
their champ there, so he's doing fine.
yeah, let him do it. He's cementing his legacy.
Yeah. But we're going to go into our next match, which was a random pairing of Ryusuke Taguchi against and Nick Nemeth against David Finlay and Gato.
I didn't like this match.
It was poo.
Yeah. Like David Finley's is always good and Nick Nemeth was good, but it's like the Taguchi shenanigans are. I want
Yeah.
serious Taguchi back, or you need to get
Bring
goofy
back Funky
Connor.
Hips.
Yeah, you need to either get Connor.
McGregor.
No, what the
Clark
fuck's his name?
Connors.
You either need to get Clark Connors and him back together, or you need to make him serious Taguchi again.
Yeah. Because all the War Dogs guys are basically working without contracts right now, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Except Maloney. I think Maloney still has time left.
Okay. Yeah. So if an offer comes along, they'll leave.
Like
Especially
we've
now
talked
that
about it a lot of times.
especially now that Finley lost the belt.
Gabe Kidd is TNA and AEW both want Gabe Kidd, and WWE wants
Clark
Coughlin and
Connors.
Connors.
Yeah. So, and apparently WWE is also high on Finley because
Well,
Fitz
his
still there.
brother's there, and this is the one that scares me. It's not even him going there. It's Billy Starks going there because Billy Starks just keeps posting pictures with the Finley brothers and
Hmm.
like hanging out at the WWE
Performance Center.
Performance Center, and it's like I don't want to waste her there. She's too
No.
young and too talented to
But
be
can
there
we
yet.
talk about Tiff Stratton. Her performance in the chamber was
Yeah,
fantastic.
she's great. She should have won.
In a year, not a month on the main roster, she's wrestled circles around Liv Morgan in that chamber match.
Look, Liv Morgan's super hot. But I know you don't think so, but it's other than that, like I'm starting to like I really liked her like as a wrestler, and I'm just slowly like the character's so lame. Her new
Hmm.
character is so lame.
We don't have Bliss, so let's turn Liv Morgan's character to what Bliss was.
Yeah, and I don't like it. It's so manufactured. It's not her. The original character you connected with it because you felt her through the character, and now it's
Yeah,
like the last two characters she's been, you can tell it's just WWE trying to sell shirts.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, Tiffany Stratton's so good. And if we didn't get to talk about this, so
yeah.
but if Becky Lynch wins at WrestleMania, I lose all faith in the women's division in WWE again.
No, I think Ripley's retaining at Mania.
Yeah, I think you need to let Ripley put someone else over.
Yeah.
It needs to be Tiffany Stratton or Raquel or someone
And
like
you
that.
called it. Dakota Kai turned on Bailey.
I told you when I saw your guys' video and you're like, no, I don't think she's gonna turn. I was like, is this guy crazy? What is he even watching?
Yeah, you were right. You were correct on that. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about Tiffany Stratton and how
Bailey
good
could
she
win.
is.
Oh, Bailey's not gonna win that title.
You don't think so?
But no, Bailey's gonna win the one from not Rhea
The
Ripley
Io
one,
Sky,
the
yeah,
Io
the
Sky
Io
one.
Sky title.
Yeah,
And then Io Sky's next feud is Jade Cargill.
yeah, I think so too. And I think that they're gonna the the Bailey win is going to be to
Cement her.
it's gonna yeah, and it's gonna be to like buff her up because they're hoping that she's gonna resign. Like
Would you say Bailey is the other than Rhea Ripley, if she can really do well, Bailey right now is probably the best women's wrestler ever in WWE?
accomplishment wise, yes.
Not in ring, but like accomplished
She's
wise,
good in the
like
ring. Yeah,
yeah,
I think as far as being accomplished, yeah, she's the only woman who ever did all the things, isn't it?
yeah.
She's the only one that won both tag belts, or not both tag belts. Won the
She won
tag. She
both
won
titles.
NXT tag, WWE tag, both titles, and NXT title, and she won a Women's Royal Rumble,
Yeah.
and she won a Money in the Bank, right?
Yes, she did. That's
Yeah,
right.
she's the only. I'm pretty sure she's the only women's wrestler to do that. And Becky Lynch is the only women's wrestler to hold both titles at the same
Both
time.
titles at the same time, yeah. So just because Charlotte's held it 14,000 times doesn't make her more accomplished
But
than Bailey.
if you hear what we're saying right now, you could see how modern WWE thinks about things more than like the old one. Like the old back in the days, they didn't care how many times Stone Cold or The Rock won the belt. It was just like who's going to be popular right now. Like how are
Yeah.
we going to tell these stories? Now it's like everyone has this background thing of like, okay, this we really like this person. We have to get them to a certain amount of things so
Hmm.
they hold a record for something. All three of those women hold a different record for something that they
Yes.
can like look back at and be like, oh, that Bailey was the one that did that. You know?
Sasha and Charlotte were the
Yeah.
first ever women main event at Hell in a Cell.
Exactly, exactly. See, and then you have um Roman Reigns is going for some kind of record, and then Gunther just got some kind of record, and
Hmm.
then the tag belts were a record. It's like there's everything is just setting some kind of record right now.
Yeah. And this has been more fun than the show.
I like the Elimination
It
Chamber.
was,
Like,
yeah, it was fun. Like we said in our review, it was just pretty, we knew who was winning.
yeah.
Like it
So
was just
far,
predictable.
the first two events of the year, if you want to include the NXT one as well, WWE's off to a decent start.
Yeah. Yeah. I
A lot
mean,
better than New Japan.
they stumbled a little bit on New Year's Evil.
I mean, I'm not counting that even.
Yeah, because that was not technically a
It
PLE.
sucked last year
But
too.
Vengeance Day was decent.
Vengeance Day was pretty good.
Yeah. And like the Rumble was good. I totally loved the Rumble. Nick, I don't know what you were thinking giving it a 5, but I know Surrender was, or sorry, Elimination Chamber was pretty good too. But
You
let's go
gotta
back.
add what's his name? Owen. You gotta add a row for him.
Okay.
Maybe get some of the maybe get his WWE scores at least added
At
in there
least the
or
scores, yeah. So
AEW.
we can do a little thing at the end of the year.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but going back to the match at hand, Nick Nemeth and it was Gato and Taguchi for the most part of the match.
Yeah, and if, I don't want to watch any Gato.
Yeah. But
Mind you,
in
he
the
can move his arms a lot better than Jotto can. I don't know what the hell's
yeah,
going. Jotto can't like his arms don't go higher than this. Did you see him do the counts? He like
yeah. Oh, that's right. We forgot to mention Jotto was the guest referee in the God versus God
that
match.
was actually a funny part when they were doing the roll ups, and he's like, "I'm not even counting anymore." He just
Yeah,
stood up. He
I'm not
started
gonna
doing
bother.
rolls on the mat too. He was that was good. Sorry, digress.
Yeah. But Nemeth pins Gato. And at the end of the match, Nemeth calls out Tanahashi.
Yeah, and yeah, you thought you wanted to be his partner, and now you're calling him out.
And the match has been set for Sakura.
Tell them what you think is going to happen.
Tanahashi is winning the belt. He has to. He's booking himself to win everything. It's a belt he hasn't won yet, so I need to win this. I don't want to see a 50-year-old Tanahashi do
No,
this.
if he wins the belt,
It
and
doesn't do anybody any good.
this is what I'll do for it. I'll call this out. I already think Nick Nemeth winning already was a bad decision because David Finlay barely had the belt. You should have let David Finlay have one more big match with like John Moxley and then had him lose to Nick Nemeth.
My theory is Finley refuses to lose to Tanahashi.
That's probably what it was. But what I see happening now, so take this how you want, if it
Mhm.
goes your way. I think Tanahashi wins to give him the win, and then he's going to immediately lose it back to Nick Nemeth. Because
And
I don't
where does Finley fit back into
because
this?
then Finley and Nemeth will go into a feud where Nemeth will beat him again, and
You know what I
then
am looking forward to?
it'll come
Matt
out.
Riddle and Nick Nemeth in the G1.
Yeah, because I think you're going to get Jack Perry in the G1, and I think you're going to get I think we're probably going to get Mike Bailey in the G1 again.
Mm-hmm.
There's potential. Maybe we'll pull an AEW guy into like John Moxley or something, and
Yeah.
hopefully not Eddie Kingston again. I think that
Claudio.
yeah, I think this G1 has potential,
Yeah.
like in a match sense, to be the best one.
Yeah. Let's hope they don't mess this one up.
Get Noah guys.
Yes.
Get more than just Kiyomiya. Get another guy
Ninja
too.
Mac.
Yeah, get it. Well, I want Ninja Mac in the junior thing.
Okay. Best of Super Juniors.
Yeah.
Ninja Mac and Alejandro in the Super Junior Tag League.
Yeah, that would be excellent. Actually, I would love that. And then put the two big Mexican guys in the World Tag League.
Los Golpeadores.
Yeah. He knows the name.
I know them.
But
Alpha
give me like
Wolf.
Keno. Uh give me
Segura.
yeah, give me Segura and G1. Give me somebody. Give me some Sugo action. You know what I'm saying?
Soya. Like, I'll take
Oh,
it.
I'll take Soya for sure. Or what's his name?
Which is
Freaking
funny because we were not high on these guys and now we like love them.
because it's fun to watch their matches.
Yeah, they put on good matches.
Put Go Shiozaki in there. Like I don't
Yeah.
know. We're forgetting a guy. Who's the other guy?
Marufuji.
Marufuji.
Yeah. But we'll go into our next five matches basically is five guys versus LIJ again, except they're all in individual matches here.
And I was very upset right away because it's like why? But then what's the first one?
It's
Taka
Bushi
Michinoku?
against Taka Michinoku.
And it wasn't bad. I was like, okay, you know
No,
what? I'm
like I
not
mean,
upset.
yes, Michinoku has some issues with his knees.
But the match was fine.
Yeah.
Bushi did what he could do to make the match look more over the top than Michinoku could allow it to be.
Yeah. But it was still a decent match.
I was not upset.
Yeah, I was not upset with that. And the next Bushi does go over. Then the next match kind of made me happy. We had finally watching Takahashi and Doki in a match together. Finally.
And it was a good match. Like
Yes,
a
this
genuinely
was
good
like
match.
this was your typical Takahashi junior heavyweight match. Like,
And there was
and
no holding back right out of the gate over the ropes.
yeah,
Like
and he did such a good job of putting Doki over.
the Dukester.
The Dukester. Like, we got a couple Doki chokies.
Oh yeah, we gotta love a Doki Choki. They were so excited to call the Doki Choki too.
Yeah. But this match, like, I had no interest in the group matches, like the 10-man tags, the 6-man tags. These individual matches, I had a lot more fun.
Because that's where we're getting quality. In those 5-man matches, you get 1 minute of each guy, and then the match is over.
Yeah. Here they all went like 15, 20, 25 minutes. Like we'll get to it when we get to it, but he puts Doki over and he puts him over. They made such a big deal that this is the first time like Doki's beaten Takahashi. And the
Five
only thing,
years,
mm-hmm,
5 matches. That's what they
mm-hmm.
said.
The only thing I put in my notes was the fact that this came too late. They should have done this when they had the belt and given Doki even just a small run with the belt. Like he's come a long way since we started watching New Japan. Like we were not high on Doki, but since joining Five Guys, like he's really, really gotten better. He's improved and he's been impressing me.
Yeah, acceptable.
Acceptable. Um, and then we get our meat slap and meat match in Taichi and Takagi.
I this is like a match that I never want because I feel like this is the same kind of match we always
Mhm.
see is like Taichi versus Shingo or Taichi versus
Versus Khan,
yeah,
like
I was just gonna say Great Okan. Like it's okay, great, but it was okay. It was okay.
versus Ishii. Like you
Yeah,
can to change any one of those guys.
it was okay.
But
I
what the
was not
feud
a
was what? Over a YouTube channel? The loser has to delete their YouTube.
something like that. But then they talked about YouTube views a lot throughout this whole event.
Yeah.
Like who has a bigger YouTube channel?
I know Taichi's YouTube is pretty huge. I
Well,
like
there's
the
fake
fact,
music on it.
yes, but I like this, even though it's fake, I like that he came out to his entrance, like his actual
I know,
entrance.
and I was like, I heard it, and I was like, oh, it's back. And then, but then I was upset because,
No Miho Abe,
no, but and I feel like you cut us off from Miho, and you cut us off
Peter.
from Peter, but there's no explanation.
Yeah,
Like, at least tell us that, oh, they broke up or something. Like, make up a lie. Like,
yeah.
I watched for a whole year. Well, every time this person came out, they had a valet, and then all of
Hmm.
a sudden there was just no valet, and you didn't tell us why.
I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. But in Taichi's entrance video, you still see Miho
I know
Abe
that's
in the.
what when I saw her, I was like, oh, she's gonna come out. I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah, like I thought, and it's just like it's just like a throwback, like a nostalgia thing to see him come out with his original entrance. That's the only reason why, right? But anyway, with that, we are going to go. Um,
Wait, who
Taichi
won?
goes
You didn't tell
over.
us who won. Okay.
Well, Taichi goes over, and now it's 2-1 for the Five Guys. So we know where the next one is going because they won't get a 3-1 lead. But we got Yota Tsuji versus Yuya Uemura in a hair versus hair match.
This was the best match.
Yes, absolutely it was. And
Finally,
I
we got
said
the match we deserved from
that's
these
the
two.
future of New Japan right there.
And I think there's hate me if you want, but I think this all signs point to yes that these are the two big stars of the future, not Shota and not
Mm-mm.
Ren Narita and not
Oiwa.
Fujita. Yeah, I think this is and we're seeing it now. This is them showing us that like
Fujita's going to be in that mid card. Like he'll do well in the
yeah.
mid card, but he's not going to be.
Yeah, he's gonna be like a Doki.
Yeah,
But it's like
this is your next Tanahashi and Okada. Your next
yeah,
Tanahashi
you could tell right
Nakamura.
away. You could tell right away. And the match was a banger.
Yeah, almost 30 minutes. It almost went the full time limit. And it was just like hard hitting. It had great moves. Everybody, like both competitors were laying it all out on the line. Like they had it was like basically you lose your identity by getting rid of your hair.
They talked about it a lot about what the
Hmm.
hair meant to them, Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels and like stuff like that.
And the fact that it made a big deal because they don't do hair versus hair matches that often in
No.
Japan. This is only the ninth one, right?
Yeah. So it's special. And
It's something
where's the
special.
hair now, Sean?
Yeah, right. Like our truth.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
talking to him the other day. He's like, "You have the potential to be the next Shawn Michaels." Go watch that clip. It's hilarious. But in the end, Yota Tsuji goes over, and Yuya basically they took the clippers, cut his hair off, and they made it sound like you know how like when a sumo wrestler retires, they have to cut off their top knot, and like there's a whole ceremony, and they made it seem important to the point where Yuya just grabbed the clippers himself, and he says, "No, I'm going to do this myself."
It's good because I actually like this feud, and this was a great match. And then this is what I want to see at Forbidden Door. Yoda goes and calls out Okada, like
Hmm.
walks right up to his face and calls him out. And to me, I was like, I hope this is like what the build is for us.
Yeah.
Like,
And finally have Okada put somebody new over. Because
yeah.
if Yota Tsuji beats Okada, that would be huge. That'll catapult him right to the main event.
And you could
Right.
do it. You could have a tag match, Naito and
Tsuji.
Suji against Okada and somebody
Danielson.
Danielson. There you go. And then have Suji pin Okada to win, and then lead to like a singles match in a New Japan event.
Yeah. Beautiful. I love it. But with that, we'll go into our main event. Tetsuya Naito defending the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship against Sanada.
I'm convinced, 100% convinced that there's
Th-
real beef and Sonata's fucking sandbagging,
Yep.
bro. There's so many times because this is like I'm thinking back to the match at Wrestle Kingdom, bro. There's so
It
many times when
looked,
he's tried to do a move and then Sonata just falls on the floor.
yeah, a couple times. Like there was multiple times where he's attempting Destino, he's attempting other moves, and Sonata's like, no, I'm not having this.
I think that he he wanted to leave LIJ because he was
Hmm.
tired of being in the shadow of
Naito.
fucking Naito, and then like I'm sure he knew this storyline must have been coming, but then got upset that I got to lose the belt to Naito now, and then now he's all upset about it, and he doesn't want to continue this feud with Naito. He just wants to do something
He
new,
wants it to end. Yeah.
and they still keep making him lose to Naito, and I'm sure he's just like,
I think this is it. Like they even made mention to the fact that this could be Sonata's last opportunity at the championship while Naito is champion.
I mean, maybe they're trying to tell a Kiyomiya Okada type storyline where they're
Hmm.
trying to make it seem realistic.
But even if it was real, they can at least work with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think this just needs to end. I don't want to watch this anymore.
Yeah, I'm done with this. And it, I don't know. As much as I love Naito, he hasn't really impressed me since winning the belt. I
No,
think he's working hurt.
I think he's working hurt. I think the age is starting to show after all of the matches he had last year.
Hmm.
Um, they're clearly not taking very great care of him. Where Okada was barely wrestling last year when he was champ,
Hmm.
and then Naito's on like every card in like a 5-man.
Yeah. Is Sonata younger than he's younger than Naito, right?
Yeah, I think he's like 38.
Okay. But like, yeah, he's 36 and Naito's like 42, 43.
Yeah.
But it's like just the shape that Sonata's in. He's in much better shape than
Oh
Naito.
yeah, he is a wrestler's wrestler at this point in terms of in shape.
Yeah. He's
Um,
probably the best built wrestler in New Japan, probably.
he's up there
Like
for sure.
in terms of like body definition and stuff like that, I think he's got to be the
He's
top one of the
definitely up there.
yeah.
Zack
But
Sabre Jr. is pretty up there too.
yeah,
Um,
but I don't think Zack Sabre Jr. is in that heavyweight bracket.
I mean, I think he is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
But
their heavyweight bracket in Japan is not like what we think. They're
true.
like 5'8", weighing at 180 pounds.
Yeah.
Because the junior division guys are like 150 pounds, right?
Whereas here it's 200, I think.
Yeah, like technically, but I mean,
Yeah.
like if you actually weigh Takahashi, I'm sure he's like 160. He's like
Yeah.
5'5".
Yeah, but he's good though.
Yeah, they're
But
all good, but I'm
yeah,
saying it's different, right?
yeah. So Tetsuya Naito does go over. He competed in every match during Fantastica Mania as well, whereas Sonata didn't. And you can see the road is taking its toll on Naito, I think. Being on the road, they got to protect him a little bit better, put him in less. I know he's your top star, but don't push him that hard.
He doesn't have to wrestle in New Japan Cup, right?
No, he doesn't.
It's
But
not
we'll
like the
talk.
G1 where for some
Oh,
reason the champion is in the G1 tournament, even though if they win, they face themselves somehow.
yeah. Yeah. They get to choose their opponent. But we can talk about the New Japan Cup after we give a review for this show. What did you score this show?
I mean, it was a lot better than the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say it was like the first half was like a little more than a 5.
Yeah.
And then the second half was like slightly above a 7.
7-3, 7-4 the second half for me. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I'd land somewhere like a 6-9. I'll give it being favorable. I think a 6-8 or a 6-9.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I gave it a 6-7. So it was a little bit better, but still like all of the New Japan shows with the exception of Wrestle Kingdom have all been under a 7 this year. The when
And it's
New
not to
Japan
say there weren't good matches in them. It's
no.
just there when you have 10 matches and 5 of them are matches that not only are not very good, they don't matter at all. You giving
Yeah.
me 5 pre-show matches plus pre-show matches? Like,
Yeah.
well, I don't understand.
Like when we reviewed the Noah show back a few weeks ago, there were the undercard matches at least told a story that they were building up to something. But even
And
if
that
they
wasn't even like an outstanding Noah show either. And to
it
when
was
you
but at least the in-ring work was fun and
some
like
yeah, the in-ring work in Noah is something different.
yeah. And the production quality in Noah, like that's top notch too. Whereas this New Japan show felt like an indie show.
They always do. If you're not watching like the pay-per-views, like the New Japan shows are like they don't even care.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm right there with you. I gave this a 7-7. You gave it a 6-9, or 6-7, 6-9, which we're close in it. But let us talk about the New Japan Cup. There's one guy who gets a bye, which I'm surprised, but Sonata gets a bye because he was the winner last year. Hiroki Goto gets a bye for some reason.
Didn't he make it to the finals? Maybe
Maybe.
that's why.
Evil gets the bye because he's one of the champions. And Zack Sabre Jr. gets a bye.
I don't care. I'll take that.
Okay, so with that, our first round matchups we have Yoshihashi against Kenta.
Yeah, Kenta's gonna win.
We got Shota Umino against Jack Perry. Jack Perry is winning.
I think so.
The match nobody wants to see is Toru Yano versus Yujiro Takahashi
Yujiro needs to win.
to get destroyed by Jack Perry in the next round.
Also, just like he's a way better wrestler.
Yeah. This is going to be a good match. We got TJP versus David Finlay.
David Finlay.
Tonga Loa against Great Khan.
So Tongaloa's contract's not up.
Not up yet. No.
Great Okan.
And Ishii against Chase Owens. Ishii.
Yeah.
Because with that, if Ishii wins, we get an Ishii versus Goto match.
Yeah. That's good.
In the other bracket, we have Hikuleo versus Oleg Boltlin.
Yeah, okay. Hikuleo.
Yeah, because he'll face Evil, and that's your next feud for the Never Openweight Championship. Shingo Takagi against Yuya Uemura. We're getting just 5 guys versus LIJ again.
I think Shingo's gonna put him over.
You think so? I think
Yeah.
so too. I think so too. And Caleb Newman versus Gabe Kidd. Gabe Kidd.
Gabe Kidd for sure.
Suji versus Jeff Cobb. That one should be interesting.
I think Jeff Cobb wins.
ELP against Mikey
No,
Nichols.
you know what? Suji's gonna win, and somehow Suji's gonna meet. They can meet in that bracket, right?
Who?
Suji
Yuya and
and
Suji?
Yuya.
Yes. They can meet in the semifinals.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Yuya, if he defeats Shingo, then he'll face the winner of Gabe Kidd and Caleb Newman, which he'll go on. And then he'll face the winner of Evil and Hikuleo Oleg Bolton. So yeah, he could definitely make it to the finals of that bracket. El Phantasmo versus Mikey Nichols, because the other guy's gone. Apparently Shane Hast's contract's done.
Bad Dude Tito's been appearing a lot in MLW.
Yeah. So I think Phantasmo's going over on this one.
Yeah.
And then Taichi versus Ren Narita. I say Ren Narita.
Yeah, Ren Narita.
Because then we're going to get Narita versus Zack. So with all the names I mentioned there, who do you think is winning the New Japan Cup? Let's put our predictions out there this right now.
Zack Sabre Jr.
I think we're going to get a Zack Sabre Jr. David Finlay final.
Yeah, I think whichever one of them wins is going to win the title.
Yes, absolutely. I think so too. If Finlay is staying, I see them giving this tournament to Finlay.
you could tell by what they're doing, 'cause they don't want to lose anybody else, that they really want to push Zach and David Finley to
Yeah.
be like mega stars.
And that's why they didn't put the two members of the Bullet Club in the same bracket.
That's a good. I didn't even realize that. That's a good point.
Yeah. So, but with that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us. Tune in next week. Campo and I will have our review of AEW Revolution. We may even have a few special guests on that show. So make sure you stay tuned, ring that bell for notifications. Follow us on the Discord server where I post every time I release a new video so you never miss a single wrestling video. So with that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us. Thank you, Campo, for coming back in one piece from Las Vegas. And in the words of Kenny Omega, goodbye and good night.